Hello everyone, Shintobean here, playing a game that I thought that I'd never be playing in 2023, and this is The Battle for Middle-earth. Now this game first came out way back in 2004. It's based off of the Lord of the Rings, and of all the Lord of the Rings games out there, I think this one is by far the best. Sadly, it's no longer supported and sort of died because you can't even play the game on like Windows 10 or beyond. But thanks to some very dedicated people who continued to mod the game, we have this amazing version. It's called the Age of the Ring mod, and they just reworked the entire thing. Visuals, audio, they made like new factions, and they even created an entire campaign from scratch, which is what I'm going to be playing here. Haven't really read any spoilers, so I'm just going to play the first mission, and we'll see how it goes. And the original Lord of the Rings is my all-time favorite movie series, so super excited about this.
Go! Quickly, men! To battle!
This pass is heavily guarded. We must take care not to rouse the full might of Sauron's garrison, or we will be undone.
Yet we must make haste. Let us press on and put a torch to these towers, so that we may shroud our advance.
Alright, so we are in control of our units here. We've got Elrond and Isildur leading a company of men and elves against the forces of Mordor. Got a bunch of orcs here fighting right off the bat. I was sort of figuring out the camera controls. Didn't realize what was going on at first, but yeah. Looks like the mini-map, it's kind of hard to see. There's like fog of war, so you don't actually know what the map looks like at all. But for the moment, we're just supposed to destroy these towers here. Make our way across the Gorgoroth plain, and maybe rendezvous with some other troops before the final epic battle against Sauron himself. So this is a really great introduction to the game, just how the combat works. You get to use some of the most iconic heroes from the movies, and heroes in this game are extremely powerful. They have these special abilities that can quickly turn the tide of a skirmish. Being a real-time strategy game, the Battle for Middle-earth does involve a lot of base building and stuff, but you don't have to do that right off the bat. Alright, looks like we're supposed to meet up with those troops over there, but we can't actually see them on the map, so kind of just going blind here. Got some more towers and another company of orcs that we have to fight our way through. Elrond here has a very useful ability where he can just call down a volley of arrows anywhere on the map, and it just instantly kills these little orcs. And usually structures in the game do take quite a bit of punishment, especially if you're using infantry to try to kill them, but since we do have some really powerful heroes, they make short work of these watchtowers. You do have to watch out though, because I haven't actually looked at the mission objectives, but I'm assuming if the heroes die, that's bad, because Isildur was kind of the one who killed Sauron, or at least in the movie version, we'll say. He was the one that cut the ring off Sauron's hand, leading to his initial downfall, but in the books it was a little bit different, but we're following the movie story here. So zooming in on the combat there, we have a lot of archers, realized. Yeah, we have a mix of melee and ranged units, but the archers are quite powerful. And I think a little earlier, like, my heroes were actually struggling to actually connect with their weapons, with their attacks, because the archers are just killing off the orcs first.
We must be quick.
This is a look at another important aspect of the game, and that is these powers that you can spend the points on. You generate these points as you are in combat, based on the amount of damage dealt, I think. But these are powerful abilities that each have a cooldown timer, but have a very powerful effect. Like for this one, you can just heal a large group of allied units, regenerate their health, and it looks like we have some more rangers here we're meeting up with, and we have to save these guys. somehow got a bunch more points just now, so using that to upgrade our heroes. They do 50% more damage now. Looks like there's another hero there, some captain or something of Gondor. You can see the powers going off there, healing pretty much the entire army instantly. And we're making quick work of these orcs here. So some of those allied soldiers did get killed before we were able to meet up with them, but it looks like there's another camp that we have to take out. A little bit more heavily guarded. Got a big troll with a hammer there. And this is our encampment, I guess. So we can build a few buildings on these building plots.
Our forces and strike hard so that Elendil and Gil-galad may march their armies forward.
And I didn't actually realize this when I was first playing, but if you look at the army supply in the bottom left corner under the minimap, I have 205 units out of 100, so we're already maxed out by a lot, so we can't actually build any more units. I do have some resources, and they're telling us to, you know, oh, go pick up some gold, but I have so many troops already that I can't actually build any more. So when the original Battle for Middle-earth game came out, the base building was actually on those little plots, like predetermined plots on the map, where you could create your structures, which you can use to, you know, generate resources or build new units. But they changed that for the second Battle for Middle-earth game. So there's a sequel where they no longer had those plots on the ground, and you could just freely build your buildings wherever on the map. And it looks like these are the actual objectives. Finally figured out where to open that up, so we just have to destroy some orc pits, and it looks like, yeah, there's a camp up north that we do have to get to. And I think that will lead us to the next part of this mission. Got a few more stragglers there.
The Lord of Minas Ithil stands ready. Come on! Death to the foes of Gondor!
So Elrond is actually voiced by Hugo Weaving in this game. I think he played a really big role in the voice acting for the second Battle for Middle-earth, I believe. I'm not sure about this mod. I know that they did do a lot of, like, they added a lot more voice lines and stuff. I'm guessing the original actors and stuff were not involved in that at all, but I gotta say, like, the voices sound amazing for the most part. And before playing this campaign, I did play quite a few just skirmishes, and I was really impressed just with the sheer amount of content that they've added. It's insane. I mean, the amount of work that went into this. And remember that, like, the original game, it came out, what, like 17 or so years ago? And, whoa, looks like our camp is under attack there. We got a giant group of orcs attacking, and I just pulled my entire army out of there, so there's nothing to defend the base. Wasn't sure whether I should, you know, just keep going for the objective or try to defend the base. Because, again, in a lot of these RTS games, you do have to defend your structures, and that's how you win, is by destroying all the enemy structures. And that is the same for this game as well. Here I just pulled off a few units, a few battalions there to try to defend against this orc horde. Not sure why they're all glowing like that. Looks like they've got some archers with fire arrows there. I got 2 battalions of archers and 1 battalion of spearmen, and they destroyed the tents there. So yeah, in a normal game, like, if your structures all die, then you just lose. But this is a mission, you know, a special campaign mission, so the rules are a little bit different there. Just got my 3 heroes there alone. They are completely just separated from all the troops. In fact, I lost quite a few units there. I'm down to 80 out of 100 supply there. Not looking so great. We do have to destroy the structures up here, I believe, in order to make it to the next stage of this mission. Heroes getting very low. Luckily, one of the heroes does have an ability that can just heal everyone up in the vicinity, so that really helps out. And those guys are quite powerful. Looks like there's a little Nazgul there running around. Managed to shoot him down with arrows. Rebuilding the camp here so that we can maybe get some more units. Down to 43 supply. Again, just the 3 heroes there. Isildur, Elrond, and not sure who this other guy is. Don't know if he's an actual character from the books. He wasn't in the movies, as far as I know. Yeah, again, I was kind of focused on just killing these orcs, but turns out these heroes do a lot of damage to the structures. So if I just attack the structures, we can destroy them very quickly. Heroes are getting very low on health, but I think we can make it here. We'll see what happens when we destroy that structure. And these guys should be able to pick off the rest of those orcs. Whoa, okay, that's what I'm talking about. Reinforcements have arrived. We went from having like 40 supply to 565. And whoa, that's a lot of orcs. All of a sudden, we are getting assaulted by... Looks like we were just dealing with the vanguard there earlier. Fortunately, we do have a whole lot of bodies here. And one of the things I really love about the Battle for Middle-earth is just the epic scale of the game. Again, this is a campaign, so you do have a lot more units that you can control than a normal game. In a normal skirmish game, you generally don't exceed your supply cap, certainly not by this amount. Even compared to like a lot of other RTS games, the Battle for Middle-earth, since you're summoning units in like entire battalions, you don't control the individual units one by one, except for mainly heroes, but you have these huge groups of soldiers that results in some of the largest scale battles of any RTS game that are very satisfying to watch. Although it is a little bit dark here, it's kind of hard to tell who's fighting who. I guess all of our units are being buffed by our heroes, so they're kind of glowing yellow there. And we just chopped through those orcs in no time. These heroes at the front of the lines, making quick work of the orcs. We can advance and keep going. Looks like there is a large force up there. They got some trolls as well. They're just out of range of Elrond's little volley ability, but he's moved into range, so we can at least launch one volley of arrows up there. Cut down their numbers. You can see in the where the mini map is, they actually have scenes from the movie, which they did do in the original Battle for Middle-earth game. I remember in the campaign. Loved how they did that. Yeah, I remember when I first played the original Battle for Middle-earth, it was so exciting. It had pretty good graphics for the time, and the graphics here for this mod are much better. They made everything HD. They had to rework all the models and stuff, I think. So the original game did not look this good, although in my memory it did. But going back and actually playing it, I was like, oh wow. Widescreen didn't even exist back then, so they had to change that for this mod as well. But yeah, my computer, I remember when I first played the original Battle for Middle-earth way back in the day, was so bad that the game could only run at less than half speed, so it felt like I was just playing the game in slow motion. And I still managed to make it through the entire campaign, but it took forever, more than twice as long than normal. Got a pretty epic battle here. Got trolls smacking my guys up, and we've got another assault here attacking the encampment. Again, I am still maxed out, so can't actually use the encampment. Those tends to recruit any new units. We have some more heroes though. We do have Elendil and what's his name? Gil-galad. Yeah, forgot blinked on the name for a minute, but yeah, the Elven King. So yeah, in the books it was Gil-galad and Elendil who fought Sauron, and I think they were the ones who did the mortal wounds to Sauron, and then afterward, Isildur was, I guess, the one who claimed the ring. But yeah, in the movies, he just cuts the ring off of Sauron's hand, but it wasn't quite like that in the books. It looks like, if you look at the mini-map, so all of a sudden we are surrounded on all sides by orcs, and they just keep coming, and they're just running right through. Are they even attacking here? They are just running. Yeah, they're advancing from all sides, though, so this is looking kind of scary. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to stand and fight and just clear out all these waves, or if we're just supposed to turn tail and run so that we can then make it to the next stage. So I think maybe, yeah, we should just pull our guys away and sort of go to the right. That's where Mount Doom is, I think. So maybe if we head over here. Whoa, left a little group of the guys. They are just completely surrounded by orcs. Well, I guess sucks to be them. They are just getting left behind here. We are getting attacked by significant forces here, so maybe we could turn around and use our archers here to shoot down some of these guys, because they are chasing us like all the way to the... Is that the Black Gate? I think that's the Black Gate right there. To the right. We do have a few of these healing abilities here, so we haven't actually lost that many units. I think we've been killing a lot of orcs here, and wow, those guys went down real fast. Okay, well, there are a lot more orcs though. They just a never-ending tide of orcs coming in, and it looks like all of a sudden everything is really dark. It's kind of hard to see. I think that is actually one of the evil powers. It's just called darkness, I think. Oh, our three heroes, they're just surrounded by orcs. What are they doing way back there? Again, separated from the main force.
Victory was near, but the power of the ring could not be undone.
Something's happening. Okay, looks like the Dark Lord Sauron just came to the battle himself. You can see the scene from the movies there. Elrond and Isildur. So yeah, actually in the movie, Gil-galad didn't really play much of a role. I think there was an actor for him. He did appear, but he didn't have any lines or anything really. But I think what happened just there when Sauron walked onto the battlefield was he came up, and just like in the books, he just roasted Gil-galad. So he's dead. And Elendil too. And there's Sauron, and you can barely see what's going on. There's so many bodies, and everything is dark. But yeah, Sauron just stomping his way forward, and he is about to smack some of my guys silly, I think, with that big mace. So we do have to use Isildur here, armed with Narsa. Whoa, he just wiped out like 20 guys in one hit. Thankfully, Isildur seems to be immune to knockback, so he's just standing his ground. At least I think we can zoom in a little bit. It's still kind of hard to tell. There's so many people fighting. I don't know who's dealing all that damage to Sauron. Okay. So there you go. Looks like Sauron is... Boom! There he goes, just like in the movie there. He just blows up. And I think that might be the end of the battle. And that is the end of Mission 1 in this Lord of the Rings campaign. And wow, I gotta say, that is like the most epic first mission of any campaign of any real-time strategy game that I've ever played. And we can actually see the stats from that battle. It's what, 17 minutes, and I lost 261 units, killed 3,754. It's a pretty good kill-to-death ratio right there. And apparently my strategic skill was like 538, whatever that means. But yeah, that is the campaign from this new Battle for Middle-earth mod. Let me know what you think, and if you'd like to see me continue playing through the campaign here. But yeah, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.